It was just a mess. I want her to be honest. I want her to say exactly where they are. Explain. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Now that we are in March, this month I will be doing a lot of updates on the cases that I've already reported on. I think it's very necessary to do follow-ups and see how a case progresses or it doesn't. You feel what I'm saying? Because in today's time, when something happens, right off the rip, it's so much news coverage. It's so many YouTubers playing detective. It's a lot, right? And a lot of people are saying the name, but years go past. It don't even have to be years. That's what I noticed about social media now. It really doesn't even have to be years where people are missing for a long amount of time or the case does not go anywhere. There are major setbacks. People stop reporting on things like that and they don't do follow-ups or updates, you know. So here I am to talk about this, and I genuinely hold this one close to my heart. Very, very close to my heart. It is very close and near to where Relisha Rudd is in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Because the babies. Okay, the babies are the future. They weren't born for no reason. And they don't deserve to be violated, be harmed, you know, be manipulated in any type of way. So, with all of those things being said, because I'm geared up, let's get right into this video. So today I will be doing an update on Catherine Hoggle. If y'all don't know who this lady right here is, she is a mother, or was a mother, or yeah, that made headlines 8 years ago for being responsible for her 2 small children's disappearances. As time went on and as the years passed, it went from, I believe the kids disappeared and Catherine Hoggle helped that, to Catherine Hoggle could have killed the kids the same very night that they went missing. The disappearance of 3-year-old Sara Hoggle and 2-year-old Jacob Hoggle all went down in September of 2014. I remember when everything really broke, and it was very alarming. It was a lot of concern because in September it's just starting to get cold, especially at night. So everybody was like, oh my God, I hope these kids get found, right? But the plot started to get really, really thick. The backstory to this is Catherine, her husband, and their 3 children all lived in the same house. And her husband was the main breadwinner, if not the only, you know, the breadwinner of the family, had a full-time job, and had a schedule that he followed. And Catherine was a stay-at-home mom. So as their daily schedule goes, the husband wakes up in the morning, he goes to work and comes home late at night. And of course goes to bed and wakes up just to do it all over again. On this particular day, Catherine's father, I believe it was Catherine's father, was at the residence helping her with the children. And at some point during the early evening, late afternoon, Catherine took her 2 small children, left the oldest in the house, God knows where. And ironically, during the time that she took the kids out of the house, the grandpapa was asleep. So he really couldn't add anything to the investigation as far as when she left, what time it was the sun up or sundown. He couldn't even tell you. So she took the kids out of the home and she was the only one to return. It is still unclear why she didn't take the oldest child, probably because it would have been harder for her to do whatever she did to the smaller ones. That's the reality. When the husband got home, he saw Catherine on the porch, and immediately when he was coming in, she was saying that she got to go get some cigarettes or something. I bet she do got to get some cigarettes and blow some steam. I bet she do, right? But that's what she had said, so she went and did that. Lord knows when she came back in the house. Lord knows if she went and finished the job. You feel what I'm saying? Like, only God knows. So the husband got home. He checked on, I believe the oldest child had his own room. So he checked on the oldest child, and then he went to go pass out. Now, that is an action that he regrets to this day, because he usually checks on all of the kids. And of course, you know, in a missing persons investigation, time is of the essence. So that would be a regret of mine too, you know, especially if that's your normal routine. And today, of all days, you was just like, all right, he cool, let me just go pass out because I got to get back up in the morning. That next morning, the husband did end up going into the kids' room and was dumbfounded to not see them. He looked all over the house, the backyard, what have you, and they were nowhere to be found. So he asked Catherine where they were, and I believe she said something like a sleepover. And I mean, a sleepover is something that you discuss between both parents. A sleepover is, okay, where's the person live? What's their phone number? Things like that. And she was being very vague about it. After asking where are the kids, she said, okay, I'm going to take you to the kids. So they riding around, and I believe she ain't had no address or no specific place in mind. You feel what I'm saying? Just trying to stall and things to that nature. She ended up saying that she was thirsty, so she wanted to pull into one of the fast food restaurants and get something to drink. He was a little annoyed, but he obliged and got out and went into the fast food restaurant with her. After getting a beverage, they went back to the car, and she had drunk all the damn juice or whatever it was. So she was saying, oh, I need a refill. She went back in by herself, and she completely ditched her husband. She got gone. Okay, she acted like she was standing in line, what have you, and then she just dipped out of a side door, and then she went missing too. So the plot started to twist at that point, when not only is the two kids missing, you wasn't missing at first, and now you are missing after we're going to go get the kids. So it added less time that the police or the husband had to find the kids. At the point where she ditched him, he still didn't even know that the kids were missing. But, you know, putting two and two together of how weird everything was getting, that was the only choice he had, because they were missing to him. You feel what I'm saying? They were missing to him. Nobody else knew where she went, what was her whereabouts on that day that they went missing. It was just a mess. Shortly after Catherine went missing, I believe a few days went by, and she was spotted at an apartment complex just wandering and talking to herself. But ironically enough, she was holding a missing persons flyer with her and the kids on it. So the police was called, and she was apprehended at that point. In questioning, she was very vague, and it did seem like it was some mental health issues going on. Now, what the husband did reveal was he didn't even know that she had diagnosed mental health issues until after they got married. I mean, it's only one question that I do have about that is, how long was it before or after y'all met that y'all got married? Because people can't mask that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, people, it's no way after a certain amount of time to mask that you are having problems battling mental health issues. But I digress on that. Of course, eyebrows was being raised about the husband, about Catherine's father, about all of the circumstances, including Catherine's actions and how she was moving before and after the kid's disappearance. But I believe after the lie detector test or after proper investigations on all of the people, you know, they were ruled out, and the sole focus was on Catherine Hoggle. Now, from the minute, like I said, from the minute she was arrested, she was very vague, you know, saying that they're safe and this, that, and the fourth, not really releasing any type of details at all that could help locate them and help them be back with family, help them be back with familiar faces and their father, you know. This case is 8 years old, and from the minute she was arrested until now, it's not even that she's claiming her innocence or anything. She literally can't stand trial because of her mental issues, but who even let her be around children if her mental issues are so severe? The state should have been stepped in, because this wouldn't have happened. Or, you know, she would have been in a place before even meeting her husband and having children that she either didn't want or rationalized their murder for whatever reason. I think that the hugest thing here that speaks to me as a mother is postpartum depression. And if you already had mental health issues, having a child and having children, especially back to back, it doesn't help your mental capacity. It doesn't help your mental state. It does not help your mental issues. Like, a person that already fought depression and maybe is still lingering underneath, what do you think it's going to do after pregnancy? And you have to take care of a small person. All of that responsibility is overwhelming for anybody. So what speaks to me here is she might have really had a mental breakdown like no other. And she did horrendous things. But here is the update that the charges against her have been dropped, and although she has been mandated to a mental hospital, in my eyes, she got away with murder. In my eyes, she rationalized these children being in a better place, meaning with God or with the higher ups, whoever you believe in, was better than living here on earth. But something that I don't respect, and as time goes on, something that I don't respect is, I don't get how you just can never tell the truth. No matter if it's to your mother, to your husband, to anybody that was really, really close to you. Like, she never, to this day, has been honest about anything or gave any inkling to where they could be, dead or alive. And that's not fair. If the father didn't have any record or history of abusing children or of sexual assault, not even of children or anything like that, but if he was a good man, why would you do that? Why would you take that man kids away from him like that? Because obviously you can survive Obviously, you can survive without having your children with you, waking up with your kids, taking your kids to school. Most parents can't live without that type of shit. It keeps us going. But you can. You can live without them. Why would you make another parent do that? I would never do that. No matter how much I showed hate towards, like, say I really hated, the father of my child. In my mind, that still wouldn't give me the right or rationality or whatever the word is, rationale, to hurt my child that I've had with him. That would never give me the motive to push my child away or, out of my home because that child was created with a person that I don't like. It makes no sense. So we could say this happened for a lot of reasons, but that's not going to bring them kids back. It's not. I want her to get to a point. I don't give a fuck if she's old, decrepit, and gray. I want her to be honest. And I want her to say exactly where they are. Explain. Because they deserve that. Any day, any year, when I see the smile on them kids' faces and how innocent and forgiving children are, I'm sure that although very, very confused, I'm sure they forgive their mother because that's what kids do. They forgive. They forgive so much. But God is not going to have any mercy on Miss Catherine Hoggle. God is not going to have any mercy. Whether the judicial system has mercy or not, God is not going to have any mercy for anyone. Any one of the CKs, child killers, or molesters, fondlers, perverts. God will have no mercy. So all I can hope, because I am a child of God, all I can hope is that in the mental hospital, they never let her out. In the mental hospital, she really learns to be honest and hold herself accountable and try to remember where in the hell them kids is at. Do your best so that they can be located, and if not alive, they can be put to rest in a very respectful way. And I hope, like I said, I'm a child of God. I hope that she gets the help that she needs and she needed for a very long time. I feel bad for the father, the husband. I would, all of this time, I really would hope that the police would have, like, if it was any plot between parents to ask the kids out, I'm sure that they would have figured that out already, right? With phone records and things to that nature, they can figure that out. It'd be really easy to do. So my belief is that he didn't have anything to do with it. So I do feel bad for him. I would never want any good parent, any hardworking parent to go through what he has went through. And I admit, it was alarming to me at the time of how it seemed like he was very I wouldn't even say cold. Maybe the word would be numb to everything that was going on. I didn't see him cry much, but I can't really make that a factor when certain people don't know how to handle a lot going on at one time. Especially a lot that they cannot explain. A lot that they wasn't there for. So I'm sure that he has enough guilt as it is. I'm not going to pile it on. But I do want y'all to leave y'all thoughts in the comments below. I want to see what y'all think about this. Because honestly, I am, you know, it leaves a sick aftertaste in my mouth to think of, or, you know, my stomach hurt to think of what she possibly could have did with the children. Because of the history of women who have had kids and they are battling mental health issues, severe mental health issues at the same time, of what they've done. It's a shame, really. But I do hope that one day, really, really soon, that these children are located. And like I said, if not alive, they are put to rest in the way that they deserve. It's your girl, B. Octavia. Like this video, share, comment, share. Okay, I gotta get my shares up. And I'm gonna see y'all very soon.